Now, welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
We're going to start out with some sadder news today. Robert Watts, who was 88 years old, has passed away. He was a production manager on George Lucas's Star Wars. He was a producer on the first two of the sequels. He also worked with Steven Spielberg on the 3 Indiana Jones movie, and a movie that's near and dear to my heart, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
You do love that movie.
I do love it. We watched it way too many times when we were kids, even though it's not exactly a kid's movie.
Not really, no.
But yeah, he passed away on Monday in his sleep at his home in England.
This is happening more and more. A lot of the Star Wars greats, the original, we're losing them.
And it's the sad thing. I mean, they gave us something special.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, we just had, of course, James Earl Jones. I mean, a lot of the other ones, like I'm kind of just saying, are getting up there in age. I mean, George Lucas himself. And I'm not trying to be very morbid here or anything, but it is a sad time.
It is. Well, and John Williams is even getting up there in years. I mean, his documentary trailer just came out the other day.
Yeah,
it looks
I can't
very
wait to watch
good.
That, yeah.
Very interested. It was really beautiful the way he describes how he views music, how a lot of musicians view music the way he does, and what that gives to you, how it feeds the soul and really makes a movie.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's 91 now.
Yep.
Still working, which
Still
I think
working.
is.
Doing
I think
what he
it's one of
loves.
the keys. You got to keep doing what you love. Never stop doing what you love as long as you're able to do it. I think is the key to life.
Right, now let's move into the news you've been waiting for. Giancarlo Esposito. He was at Dragon Con, and he teased that we might be getting a little more Mando than we thought we were getting. We all know the Mandalorian movie is coming, but Giancarlo thinks we might be getting a little bit more out of Mando.
Well, there's always room for more Mando.
Always room for Mando. All right. We also know that he thinks his character, he agrees with the fan theory that he's not dead, that he was a clone. He agrees with the mustache theory.
Yep. Mustache theory holds. It's good.
It does hold
Airtight.
water.
Yeah.
But what he said at Dragon Con was, as in the MCU, Disney will figure out how to join all these characters into one really great movie or TV show. That's my sense of where it will go. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have a new vision, continuing on with a Mandalorian movie. My sense is that it's all going to converge at one point or another, and we're going to have another set of a trilogy or more of films. So he believes that Mando is becoming a film franchise due to its success on Disney+. And maybe that's why we're not getting a season 4, because he's going to be sprouting new movies.
Yeah, we talked about that rumor a couple days ago that there would be no more seasons of Mando, but he would be elsewhere. So, I mean, if he's in a trilogy of films, he's elsewhere.
What's interesting is, okay, we had a Mando for 3 seasons, and now it's moving into a film. What if we get 2 to 3 seasons of Ahsoka, and it moves into like a conjoining film that connects her story into the big screen, and then we get like a big culmination type event?
I think so. I mean, we do know we have the Dave Filoni movie still. Don't be confused. The Dave Filoni movie is not the Mando and Grogu movie. Those are two separate films. And thus, the idea of there being a trilogy or something or multiple films with Mando in it kind of makes sense.
I agree.
Because I think Mando will be in the Dave Filoni movie. I think that will be the culmination movie. Or maybe the Ahsoka movie, which leads into a culmination movie. But
There's
I
a
think
lot of moving pieces right now.
Yeah, I don't think he's in the know, but I think his speculation is accurate. I think there is going to be more Mando in films to come, especially if that first movie does really, really well, and then say if there is another movie in 2026, which there's supposed to be, and that one doesn't do as well, it's double down on Mando. You know he's going to be back in another film or 2 or 6.
Well, the more I've thought about it, I've come more to the conclusion that I was worried about Mando going to the screen because he was a small screen character. Moving him to the big screen, I think, because he's going to be fighting a lot more of the Imperial Remnant, I believe that this movie is going to be a reintroduction of Mandalorian.
Oh, I agree.
Grogu.
Yeah. I definitely agree.
Yeah, they're not going to go into everything he's been through with Bo-Katan.
No.
They're not going to go into all the planets he visited. They're not going to go into the history of those two together, I don't think, even as much. This is going to be a relaunch of Mando and Grogu. It's going to be here, these are where these characters are now. Get to know them now, see what they're fighting, and let's move forward with the character rather than spend a lot of time looking back.
He's just going to be a bounty hunter working for the New Republic. That's how he's going to be
That's
introduced.
how he's going to start,
You may get, alluded to what he has done before and how Grogu and him met and all that. But you're right. It is going to be like, it's a jumping on point for this character. And they're hoping that it's a huge leap forward into the future of Star Wars.
That he becomes a movie franchise in himself.
Exactly. Because he is the reason Disney Plus started out so strong because
Right.
that show started out
He
strong.
was the premiere show coming to Disney
Yeah.
Plus, and that was before we even knew about Grogu.
Yeah, exactly, which is impressive.
Very
Most
impressive.
impressive. Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're done. Next, I had a little tidbit on a Skeleton Crew here. I found a little update. There was a product leak that kind of revealed a couple of character names that we did not have before, as well as a character we did not have before.
And Lucasfilm sent out
Yeah. And the cease and desist, and now you can't. That
Website
site
is,
part
yeah.
of that is down. They are not selling this merch currently. I personally don't care for these figures. They're kind of, they're cute and all, but I don't collect stuff like this.
neither do I.
They're little
I mean,
what is it?
I have my
PVC
limits. Yeah.
keychain type things, and they show us what looks to be Neil's little brother Jorka,
Okay.
because he looks smaller than Neil, and he has the same color hair. So I'm saying that might be Neil's little brother Jorka.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. They
The
give
pesky
us
little brother. Yeah.
the character name of Kim to the little owl-looking thing that we see that everyone fell in love with. Like, what is that? It's Kim.
Clash of the Titans.
Why couldn't they give him
little
a
owl
cool
guy.
name, or her a cool name? I don't know what it is. I just know that I think it deserved a cooler name than Kim. Like, what
Why
are
do we
the
have a lot of
alien-sounding
human
names?
Yeah. This
Neil,
isn't right.
Wim, K8, Kate, and Fern.
It's a lot of humanish.
Yeah,
names,
give her the
earthy-
human name. And then there's
earthy
Jordan
names.
Awood.
Okay, well they made up for it with all that.
Yes. What else is interesting is our Wolfman character, whose name is Brutus, gets listed as Pirate Captain.
Brutus. Come on, that's earthy too.
It is. But he's Pirate Captain, which means he's in charge. So I'm wondering if he is one of our big villains. I mean, they didn't put anyone else, so is he
Yeah,
the
we
big
didn't get
bad of
Bane
the show?
or-
Is he
or
is
Bane,
he it?
Not Bane.
No.
Yeah,
Bane.
you would have thought if he was the big baddie, we would get him over Brutus.
Yeah, so if that's the only quote-unquote bad guy character, unless Joe Nanawood is a bad guy too.
He's a bad guy. He's
a
doing something.
baddie.
He's doing something sketchy.
And the ship is also a chase variant, apparently.
Oh,
So is
now I have
Wim
to
on
have
his
that.
speeder bike.
Now I got to get both.
No,
Just
no.
kidding. I have zero interest in these, but
Me
it's
neither.
more. We're not really showing them because go buy them. But
No, we're
more
showing you
along the lines
because there's- hey,
spoiler.
Brutus is a
sorry-ish.
pirate captain, meaning he's in charge, and Neil might have a little brother named Jorka.
Cool.
Rhymes with orca, like
Fingers-
a killer whale.
Fingers crossed for the show. Like I said, I'm not expecting
Deep
most
intellectual
profound,
property,
deep
but-
intellectual,
but
penguin-esque show. I'm hoping for something fun, which is fine.
And the last thing I want to bring up today, Star Wars Celebration has announced some cosplaying rules. They also released the first wave of hotels that they're booked in their block.
Okay, well that doesn't
Doesn't pertain to us.
does not pertain to us. Not
But
going
I
to
did
Japan.
find the rules on the cosplay are interesting because they want you to take Japanese etiquette into account.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean you should, right? I mean,
should.
You should always
I
try
mean, they're
to.
putting that out there because people like us who would have been traveling from America, rules are, culturally,
Made to be
we are
broken.
different.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Just
you.
kidding. No, I think if you go to another country, you should definitely respect their culture as
Yeah.
best you can.
I mean, they're switching it up by they're saying that cosplay will fall into pretty much two guidelines. There's casual cosplay, which is people dressed in like Jedi robes or as Han Solo, mostly cloth type costumes, But they do want, if you have a long cape or robes for your costume, stow it in your backpack. Don't wear it on the trains when you're commuting on in, because most of the hotels that opened up in their hotel reserve blocks would be a quick train ride to the convention center. In their trains and their transit, you don't have your long capes and cloaks out because that will get in the way of fellow passengers, and they are very courteous
What
on
if
that.
I need to do something Jedi-like
No.
on the train?
Also, no weapon in the train. If you have your prop lightsabers, your prop blasters, stow them. They actually do not want them to be visible. You should stow them away. I know, right? They want them hidden
Even the
away
lightsaber? I mean,
on the way to the celebration. On the way to the convention center, those things should be stowed away and not just out in the public view. Plus, they can be banged and bumped into, and they could even be damaged on the train.
Sure. But I mean, lightsabers, they're not real, are they?
No, but it's a
Unless
long
Japan
stick
might
that could
have
hurt
real-
somebody.
Well, I would assume
That's
just
more of the
hilt.
concern.
Okay, I wasn't thinking with the blade out. I was thinking just the hilt, you're wearing
Well,
it
if
on
you've
your
got
belt.
the
and they're
hilt,
like,
I mean,
"Oh,
you
hey."
can. That's probably fine, but you know what I'm saying. They don't want you with a selfie stick because
That's fine.
again,
Nobody should have a selfie stick.
yeah,
Worst
no
invention
selfie
ever.
sticks. No.
Worst invention
all-
since the selfie itself.
They also want no excessive exposure of skin, exposure of underwear, or anything that appears to be underwear.
No slave Leia. Got it.
Got it. No slave Leia. No, was it Darth Talon?
Oh, no. That might even be worse.
Darth
than
Talon might
Leia.
be bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. If I were hosting a convention, both would be,
Oh.
is that legal? I will make
Blasters
it
and
legal.
cannons, props need to be made of lightweight plastics or foam. They want the tip of the prop weapon sealed, covered with an orange cap so that it doesn't look functional, and nothing should launch from your prop.
Jesus. After the last thing we were talking about, no, nothing
No.
should launch from your prop.
They said lightsabers, metal, plastic, hilts are acceptable. Do not hurt anyone with them, obviously, with your lightsaber.
Don't beat
Your
people with the
lightsaber.
lightsaber. Yes.
They also have a category called intricate cosplay. And that's like, I'm wearing a stormtrooper outfit. I'm coming as regal gown Queen Amidala. I
Yep.
came as Jabba the Hutt. Or I have
Who's coming as Jabba?
head tails.
You need multiple people. There were like 6
If your
people in
costume
Jabba in
is
Return of the Jedi.
intricate, more detail, it requires more than just like daily type clothing. If you're wearing like full body suits, body extensions, horns, large gowns, you actually have to change into that on site. You are not allowed to wear that traveling in.
What if they're little horns like Darth Maul?
I just told you what the
Those
rules
average-
are.
Okay, sorry. All right. Now we're ready to not go.
Yeah, now we're ready to not go. They're going to be releasing the waves of hotel blocks in secret. They're just going to all of a sudden show up. They're not like pre-announcing.
Okay.
All of a sudden the website, Star Wars website will be like, rooms are available, go book.
Brilliant idea.
I don't know. Maybe they're worried about like somehow bot sites buying out the rooms and then reselling them.
Yeah, it could be, but it's still...
Yeah, so they released the first wave of hotels with no warning whatsoever, and they're going to keep
It's like
releasing
the
them.
Empire striking from... Or the Rebellion striking from a hidden base.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know. I'm sad.
So I'm curious what people think of these cosplay rules. I find them very interesting. I mean, I wish I was going, obviously, but
Sure.
I do find it
Hey, the next
interesting
one in the
nonetheless.
U.S., we're going to really try to go no matter where it is. They'll be in the Midwest,
Oh.
like Chicago or Milwaukee.
They're not going to do Chicago again, not right
No,
away.
nor would they ever do Milwaukee.
would be nice.
Sure, but they would never.
It'd be like
ever.
Florida.
That's fine, too.
Is it?
We can make the trek.
Oh boy.
We'll make it on Tauntaun. It won't freeze down there.
Make it on Tauntaun. Oh boy.
I'm done. I'm done today.
You're done.
That is all we
Please
got for
stop.
you this time. Now it is your turn. Take to the comments below. Let us know what you think of any and all of today's news. Let us know if you're going to Japan
Mm-hmm.
for Star Wars Celebration or if you're in Japan.
And we will be doing a review on the rest of the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Rings of Power final review is coming. So
Yep.
I know we've had a lot of requests, so it is coming. But anyway, that's all we got for you this time. Thanks for watching.